What if the person you loved most suddenly felt like a stranger? That's exactly where The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 begins, with heartbreak still healing, old memories haunting the present, and love that refuses to fade away. 3 years have passed since that unforgettable summer, and Belly is stepping into a brand new chapter of her life. She's chosen Finch College, not just for academics, but because somewhere deep down, she hopes being there will bring her closer to Jeremiah. Episode 1. The beginning of something unfinished. College life isn't what Belly imagined. Taylor, her closest friend, is still tangled in an on-and-off romance with Stephen. Laurel, Belly's mother, notices how her daughter's heart still lingers in the past. While helping Belly settle in, Laurel overhears something strange. A woman named Agnes talking with Conrad on a video call. She gently tells Belly to stop hiding behind old memories and start living her truth again. But it's easier said than done. Time has changed everything. Jeremiah has graduated, and Belly plans to attend his ceremony, even though just the thought of seeing him again makes her chest tighten. Laurel, meanwhile, is organizing a memorial for Susanna, a woman whose absence is still felt by everyone. Both Conrad and Jeremiah will be speaking there, though Conrad is struggling more than anyone knows. He's in medical school now, doing well on paper but quietly fighting anxiety about returning home. Even his therapist notices how deeply his past still weighs on him. Old bonds, new wounds back at Finch. Belly is trying to adjust. Her volleyball dreams were cut short by a knee injury, so she's focusing on sports psychology instead. She visits Stephen, who's now interning at Adam's firm. When she arrives, he literally hides from her, the awkward tension between them still unresolved. Their friendship is tangled with secrets and unspoken truths. Infidelity seems to circle around them all, Stephen, Taylor, even those they thought were solid. During a study session, Belly gets exciting news. She's been accepted into a study abroad program in Paris. It's everything she ever wanted. But sharing it with Jeremiah feels impossible. He's frustrated and heartbroken, unable to graduate after switching majors and missing key classes. Another semester means another delay. Belly can't bring herself to tell him about Paris yet. The tension thickens when Belly realizes Taylor and Stephen have both crossed lines they shouldn't have. Lies are piling up, and the summer heat feels heavier than ever. Conrad's dilemma. Meanwhile, Conrad and his med school friend Agnes get selected for a prestigious summer clinic. It's a dream opportunity, but it clashes with his mother's memorial service. Torn between duty and family, Conrad breaks the news to Laurel, who, though understanding, can't hide her disappointment. Elsewhere, Taylor and Stephen's messy relationship continues to spiral. Despite saying they shouldn't see each other, they end up spending the night together again. The next morning, Taylor runs off to finals freakout, a college gaming event, trying to distract herself from guilt and confusion. Games. Guilt and ghosts of the past at the event. Belly joins in to lift everyone's spirits. Even though she and Taylor aren't in the same sorority, she convinces her to play. But just as things lighten up, Conrad calls Jeremiah, and Belly answers. The brief, awkward moment is charged with everything unsaid. Conrad hangs up quickly, leaving both of them uneasy. Tension boils over when Jeremiah's father calls, furious about his academic troubles. Jeremiah, weighed down by guilt, tells Belly to go to dinner without him. Over dinner, Stephen mentions Jeremiah's impulsiveness, including his spontaneous spring break trip to Cabo. Belly insists it wasn't the cause of their breakup, but Stephen pushes her to stop running from the truth. He reminds her to tell Jeremiah about Paris, to give him the choice instead of deciding for him. That night, Jeremiah writes Conrad a heartfelt note, saying he misses their dad. Conrad, in turn, confesses to Agnes that he's accepted the clinic job and won't be attending the dedication. At a college party, Belly finally tells Jeremiah about Paris. For a moment, he's quiet, then he smiles and tells her to go. He wants her to be happy, even if it means letting her go. Secrets resurface. Later, Conrad and Agnes share a drink, reminiscing about the time she had feelings for him. When she asks if he's ever truly been in love, he admits that being with Belly was never easy. He didn't know how to be alone with her without falling apart, but the calm doesn't last long. At a frat party, Belly overhears a girl named Lacey gossiping about meeting Jeremiah in Cabo. Her world stops. When she confronts Jeremiah, he admits it. He was with Lacey, but insists they were already broken up. Belly's heart shatters. She walks away in tears, the sound of summer laughter fading behind her. Episode 2: Broken Hearts and Second Chances. Episode 2 opens with a flashback, Belly discovering a flight status update on Jeremiah's laptop during spring break. He had gone to Cabo without telling her. When she confronts him, he confesses his insecurity about Conrad, how he still feels like second best. The fight escalates until Jeremiah blurts out the words no one expected. Maybe we should end this. Belly, exhausted from the emotional tug-of-war, agrees. Days turn into silence. Then Jeremiah comes back, apologetic, desperate for a second chance. Belly hesitates, and that hesitation changes everything. Now in the present, she's in her room, sobbing, ignoring his texts. Taylor tries to reach her but gets no response. When Taylor later bumps into Jeremiah, she sees his guilt firsthand and tells him to give Belly the space she needs. Meanwhile, Steven's life also unravels. He breaks up with his girlfriend, Maya, and tries to reconnect with Taylor, but she pushes him away, convinced it's a mistake. Life keeps moving. At college, Belly struggles to focus. Every corner reminds her of Jeremiah. Every message from Taylor feels like salt in the wound. Her friend Annika gently tells her that Jeremiah's biggest mistake wasn't Cabo. It was assuming they were over, but Belly isn't innocent either. She's hiding something, and a memory she can't forget. It was the day after Christmas. Everyone was away, and she stayed home trying to find peace. That's when Conrad showed up, unannounced. They spent the evening together, quiet and awkward, watching movies like old times. At the same moment, Jeremiah was searching for Belly, wanting to make things right, but she wasn't ready. New collisions. Meanwhile, Laurel runs into her ex-husband John at a literature conference. The nostalgia between them is undeniable. They even sneak out for wine like teenagers again. But Laurel's heart is torn between past mistakes and new beginnings. Back in California, Conrad and Agnes are now under the strict supervision of Dr. Namazi, a brilliant but demanding physician. Conrad buries himself in work, avoiding emotions as always. At the same time, Steven decides to visit Taylor at her sorority house to talk. Their dinner starts well, until a tragic accident changes everything. As Steven drives back, a truck barrels toward him. The impact is sudden. Taylor panics, calling Belly in tears and urging her to come to the hospital immediately. Belly tells her to contact Jeremiah and Conrad too. Crossroads at the hospital, Conrad, upon hearing the news, asks Dr. Namazi to help get medical information about Steven. When Namazi offers him the day off, he refuses, a decision that will later cost him dearly. At the hospital, Jeremiah keeps his distance, too ashamed to face Belly. Taylor stays by Steven's side, whispering how much she loves him but fearing he might realize she's not enough. Thankfully, Steven's tests come back clear. The next morning, doctors confirm he'll recover. The relief is overwhelming, and Taylor decides it's time to break up with Davis for good. She wants to start fresh with Steven. Love, regret, and resolution Laurel wakes up next to John after their unexpected night together, only to realize how chaotic things have become. She rushes to call Belly, who is furious that no one had been reachable during the night. Conrad texts Belly soon after, asking about Steven's condition. Their brief exchange feels heavy with unspoken feelings, reminders of the bond they still share. Another flashback takes us back to Christmas, to that quiet day when Belly and Conrad's paths crossed again. His flight to ski with Jeremiah and their dad was delayed, so he stopped by cousins. Belly, embarrassed after slipping on the stairs, laughs through the pain as Conrad helps her up. That moment, small as it was, felt like old times. Safe, familiar, but dangerous. She never told Jeremiah that Conrad had been there. The next morning, Conrad left quietly, but not before finding a sticky note on the counter. "It was good to see you." Now, months later, Agnes tells Conrad that Dr. Namazi was right. He needs to start listening to his heart again. A new beginning back in the hospital, Stephen finally wakes up. Taylor, torn between anger and relief, tells him how she truly feels. He admits he now understands what matters most, and that includes her. Belly goes to see Jeremiah in the lobby, the weight of everything finally catching up to them. He promises he'll earn back her trust. She doesn't say yes, but she doesn't say no either. The past can't be undone, but maybe, just maybe, love can find its way back. As they talk about life, loss, and how fragile everything is, Jeremiah suddenly does something unexpected. He proposes. And after everything they've been through, Belly smiles and says yes. The summer may have ended, but their story has only just begun. Because in Cousins Beach, love never truly fades. It just changes with the seasons.